In this presentation, I hope to give a guidance on filling the Social Security Contribution Levy return. In terms of Section 8 of the Social Security Contribution Levy Act, every registered person is required to submit a return for the relevant quarter in respect of Social Security Contribution Levy liability. Such return should be in the form specified by the Commissioner General of Inland Revenue and should be submitted on or before the 20th day of the month after the end of that relevant quarter. Return can be submitted to CDMU of the head office of the Inland Revenue or to any regional office. Social Security Contribution Levy return consists of 4 parts. Under Part 1, you are required to declare the turnover of each month of the quarter under each sector. Under Part 2, Social Security Contribution Levy liability for that quarter should be declared, and Part 3 is on the tax payment made for that relevant quarter. And the Part 4, there is a declaration. I will illustrate further the filling of return using an example. AB Private Limited engages in manufacturing of ceramic products, and such manufactured products are sold in domestic market, and also part of that is export by the company. In addition to that, the company imports certain ceramic products and sell in the local market. The turnover of the company and the Social Security Contribution Levy payments for the quarter ended 31st December 2022 is as illustrated in this table. You will receive a printed return for SSCL from the department. The currently SSCL return is not available under the e-service. Therefore, you are required to submit the physical return. As per the example, company engages in supply of manufactured goods in local market and exports. In terms of the item 1 of part 1A of the first schedule, export of articles by the manufacturer is exempted from Social Security Contribution Levy. Accordingly, the export turnover of the AB Private Limited should be declared under exempted articles, and the local sale of the manufactured goods should be declared under manufacturing sector for each relevant month of that quarter, and also the turnover from the sale of imported goods should be declared under the wholesale retail sector. In the part 1, you have to declare the monthly turnover and get the total at the last column. In part 2, the liable turnover, tax liability should be calculated for the relevant quarter. Under the turnover column, you are required to declare the total turnover for that relevant quarter under each sector. Then you are required to calculate the liable turnover as stipulated in the Schedule 2 of the Social Security Contribution Levy Act. In respect to the manufacturing business, the liable turnover is 85% from the turnover, and in respect of the wholesale and retail sale, the liable turnover is 50% from the total turnover from that quarter. Then you are required to calculate the Social Security Levy liability at the rate of 2.5% from the liable turnover declared in the part 2. Then take the total amounts at the last row of the part 2. You are required to declare the payments made in respect of each month of the relevant quarter in the part 3 under the total tax credit. Then calculate the tax payable or any excess tax credit for the relevant quarter. If the total tax payments are less than the tax liability that you have ascertained in the part 2, then there would be a payable amount. Such amount should be declared in cage O. If the payments made for the quarter is excess of the tax liability calculated in part 2, then there would be a excess payment, and such amount can be carried forward as an advance payment for the next quarter, and that amount should be declared in cage Q. The part 4 of the return is the declaration. The return should be signed by the declarant, and the declarant could be a managing director, secretary, principal officer, or a duly authorized person. The information in the part 4 should be filled correctly and sign the declaration and submit the return to the CDMU of the head office or any regional office. The Social Security contribution levy on supply of financial services is payable on the value addition attributable to the financial services. The value addition attributable to supply of financial services shall be computed by applying the attributable method, which is referred in the chapter 3A of the Value Added Tax Act. You can calculate the value addition on supply of financial services by adjusting the net profit or loss before the income tax expenses. The adjustment should be made in respect of the VAT, SSCL charge to the income tax statement and depreciation and emoluments. So after that adjustments, you can ascertain the value addition and then use this equation to calculate the value addition attributable to supply of financial services. The 100% of value addition attributable to supply of financial services is liable to SSCL at the rate of 2.5%. Then the turnover from the business of real estate and improvements. The turnover can be ascertained according to the subsection 7 section 5 of the Value Added Tax Act, and you have to take the total sale value and then deduct the market value of the bare land at the date of sale. Then you can arrive the value of the improvement, that is the turnover, which is liable for the Social Security contribution levy. Thank you.